And we're back with another episode of Conversations and Connections. We're the official podcast of the Family Crisis Center of East Texas. I'm Stuart, the prevention coordinator for the agency. And just a reminder, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and we're continuing with that topic this week. With me today, I have Sergeant Brandan Lovell. He's an investigator with the Nacogdoches Sheriff's Office. And Sergeant Lovell, thank you for being such a good sport and coming by and doing this for us.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess first, if we begin, I want to briefly talk about your specific role at the Nacogdoches Sheriff's Department. Are you responsible for specifically sexual assaults, or do you cover other things as well? What exactly do you do?
I do cover other things when I'm on call, but my main cases are sexual assaults against women, children, and men, and crimes against women and children. Okay,
all right. So, a lot of times people don't want to admit that their community has a problem with this, or kind of like what we see. I think people just really don't want to own up that we do have some issues with this. And how big of an issue is sexual assault in deep East Texas? Do you see a lot of this happening, or
you do behind the scenes? You realize that there is a bigger problem that people do realize that's out there. Myself, I've arrested over 50 individuals just in Nacogdoches County who's been arrested for sexual assault crimes. Mm-hmm. We've been working with the district attorney's office, been real successful. As of now, we've had 10 pled, 10 pled to out sentences, mm-hmm. Prison sentences. They didn't want to take it to trial. So
right. You did talk about crimes against women and children. In your experience, have you seen? Have you seen a lot of incidents where men are the victims?
I have, but they've been younger boys.
Okay.
I haven't seen adult.
Okay.
But I have seen a lot of younger children.
Okay. All right. So, and I guess also in your experience, are most perpetrators someone the victim knows, or is it a stranger, or maybe someone they've just met, or do you know that?
I would say a very high percentage are the ones that the victim knows. It's a lot of in-home perpetrators, whether they're the stepfather, even a neighbor.
Okay. And I think, and I know we've internally here at the agency have talked a lot about this. I think it's a common misconception that a lot of sexual assaults happen where the perpetrator is a stranger, and people don't, I don't think, realize that maybe a lot, if not the majority of perpetrators are someone that the victim knows.
Oh yes, I've since my time in Nacogdoches working these cases, I've worked youth ministers, preachers of a church, head of a church.
Yeah. What are some things you would recommend to someone to remain safe and avoid a dangerous situation? I guess it'd be whatever you would define as a dangerous situation, but are there just some common advice, common tips that you can share with us just to stay safe?
Well, I look at more for watching, kind of take the same advice you would give your kids. For your children, monitor your child's social media, cell phones, make sure that you know the parents of the child's friends. Don't be so trusting. And it's the same way as an adult who gets on social media and meets people from out of state or gets on these sites that they try to hook up with someone.
Yeah. Well, and that kind of leads to my next question. As common as it is, I think it's becoming more and more common meeting people online, whether it's through a dating site or an app or something like that. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, Just here last Friday, a 45-year-old man in Nacogdoches County had took a plea for 12 years. He was filed on for online solicitation of a minor, and that minor was me. I portrayed myself as a 14-year-old female online.
Okay.
And in turn, we ended up having conversations. Within a week, we met there in Nacogdoches, and instead of meeting a 14-year-old girl, he met a 275-pound 52-year-old man, along with about 20 other officers.
Right. Can you tell me what, or if you don't want to tell me what app or what site you were using for this, what's the most popular online site or application would you say is for people to try to meet each other, or for alleged perpetrators or potential perpetrators trying to meet young kids?
Well, you kind of think of special apps or special sites that find them, but this individual located me on Facebook. What he done was look through certain friends that he had and seen that the young girl that I was portraying, he seen as attractive and began speaking to me.
Okay.
And it wasn't a dating site. It was actually just my own Facebook page. So he hunted this, and it happens all the time. And a lot of parents don't realize that it doesn't have to be an app. It's just a simple Facebook page.
Sure. So what kind of frame of mind do you have to get yourself in to portray a 14-year-old girl? Because, and again, and no disrespect, but you said you were 52 years old. I'm 55, and I'm trying to think, I don't know if I am caught up with the lingo, the slang, and everything else that a 14-year-old would know.
Well, it had caught me off guard because, I've had a lot of people trying to talk to me, kids of that age. And when I noticed this one individual, I noticed that he lived in the city of Nacogdoches.
Uh-huh.
And I knew that, okay, he's hunting young girls. I needed to do something. And with 32 years of law enforcement experience, I mean, I've been there, done that. I just done the best I can. It was odd getting messages at midnight telling me he was thinking of me, and he would talk to me later, but I had to portray that part in order to get this case. And now he's going to prison, and he has a register for life as a sex offender.
Mm. So over the years since you've been doing this, have you seen an increase in reported sexual assaults, would you say, or is it going down? Is it kind of remaining the same? What's your experience with this?
In my experience, in my years, I've never really worked sexual assault cases until I began in Nacogdoches County for about 5 years. Years ago. They're steady. I don't see a drop off, which is sad, but I mean, it's just steady cases. I don't see whether, during the summer it's any more, during the winter it's a pandemic that doesn't stop. Mm-hmm. And one case is too many.
Yeah.
But they continue.
Right.
Just last night I received a call, and when I get through here, I'm headed to go work another case.
Yeah. Wow. So I want to talk a little bit about one of the things, February was Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, and one of the things I was talking to students about were the age of consent laws in Texas, and starting to get into statutory rape situations. Do you see a lot of that here in East Texas where, let's say an 18-year-old has a 15-year-old girlfriend and they engage in sex? Technically, that may be statutory rape, I guess.
Well, you have the 3 years, and there's a lot of different laws, and you something like that. I always present to the district attorney's office and put the hard decisions on their on their desk.
Sure.
Any cases that I'm not sure of, go to the grand jury and let someone outside of law enforcement look at it and see. I mean, by all means, I do not ever want to overlook a case and not give an opportunity for a victim survivor to have their day in court, or to have that relief of knowing that individual's been arrested. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's different steps.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And that's fine. I know, you have that 3 year situation. And now whenever a little behind the scenes here, when I talk to high schoolers about that, I if they don't bring it up, I don't mention it. I was like, look, if they're under 17, don't do it.
Right.
you know, but, so you've been doing this now for specifically working sexual assault cases. You said for 5 years?
It's a little over 5 years since I've been in Nacogdoches.
Is that something that you were assigned to do, or did you ask to work these kind of cases? I guess kind of what I'm getting at is what makes you do every day what you do. It's, some of these things that you see, I'm sure can be sickening, can be heart-wrenching, but you see that all the time. And what keeps you going?
Well, I was wanting to spend the rest of my years until retirement in Nacogdoches County working for Jason Bridges. We go back a long ways. And I just wanted to be the patrol deputy who rode around and shook hands and kissed babies and just, made his job being sheriff a lot easier. And it didn't work out that way. He told me he had a position for a sexual assault investigator that he wanted me to take. And I told him, well, no, you misunderstood. I want to ride around and patrol my years. And it's been rewarding. It is a lot of. I've had some cases that really hit hard for me, from my experience and everything I've seen. I've had one case in particular that still hits hard, but we were able to get all three of them sent to prison. But sometimes it's really tough. But I'm with a team, and when I say team, I mean the Family Crisis Center, Harold's House. The sane nurses. I mean, it keeps you going.
Sure.
And when you have a successful case, it's kind of that restart button.
Yeah. You
feel good. You ready? Okay, let's get the next one.
Right.
But it is tough. It's something that I've never planned for.
All right. Well, is there anything you want to part ways with us on? Any words of wisdom or?
One of the things that I've always seen that the survivors out there just don't ever want to talk, or don't feel comfortable talking. And there's always someone out there that will listen and can help you, and then they can bring that team together.
Yeah.
And we can put these predators, these people in jail.
Sure. All right. Again, the Investigator Brandan Lovell with the Nacogdoches Sheriff's Office. I know you got a busy day ahead of you, but I appreciate you driving over here to Lufkin to talk with us for a few minutes.
Again, thank you for having me.
All right. And again, if you feel like you need our services for anything here at the Family Crisis Center, we do have a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week hotline. That number is 1-800-828-7233. That's 1-800-828-7233. And don't forget, you can also subscribe to us via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or pretty much any podcast service of your choice. And remember, be the voice, if not for you, for someone else.